Okay, we are back. Sorry for that. Some technical issues. We will restart the stream and get it going. Let's start our broadcast from now. Welcome everybody to round 14 of the RaceSpec Elite Series. We're here in Italy, Monza, for today's race, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one. The Tifosi are out in force, so we'll see if Ferrari can get on the podium at their home track. In the meantime, let's look at the track layout now. At top speed of 215 miles per hour, it certainly has earned its name as being the Temple of Speed. Only 11 corners though, and a great overtaking section into the first chicane, which also happens to be a bit of a carnage section of this race. Let's see what happens today. Sit back and enjoy the Elite Series. And welcome to everybody, Monza here. That's where we are. We have 14 drivers today. Swaggy Plebs, amazing hour 40. Aaron's back after that amazing pole lap last week. Miku, Stuart McKenzie, Andre Spilly, new driver in one. He's in the orange McLaren. And our two Ferraris at their home track. Lewis, I Contrast, Shumbo, and then Crossy rounding it out. 14 drivers, possibly a couple more joining closer to the race. They'll be starting at the back of the grid though. And we're not at the pointing end of qualifying right at the moment, so we will have a look at the driver standings, and I'll bring that up on the screen now. As we can see, Amazing Hour still out in front and well out in front, probably wrapped the title up already, but the battle here is for second and third. Jumper Line and Plebs, Bullet Boy and I Contrast are all very close together. I've got 138 points for Jumper Line and 129 for Plebs. Bullet Boy 125, not here yet, costing himself points at the moment. I Contrast in the Ferrari, his home track, hopefully hoping to pick up some points today. As we move over to the constructor standings, Alfa Romeo on top, of course, with Amazing Hours points. Renault doing very nicely with 40 and Plebs on 209 points. Racing Point 176. No drivers here today at the moment. They'll need to hopefully come before the start of the race to get some points and battle it out for that constructor standing and championship. We'll just head back out onto the track now. Oh, and we just come back in, and Juan's had a moment. And we just see him gathering himself back up. But let's go through what we missed due to the technical issues. We've got Swaggy on top at the moment, with a nice time there, 1:19.2. Another Ferrari has gone through that section, through that runoff section. It looks like the first chicane there, yes. Which a couple of drivers infamously went through, one being Hulkenberg this year. We'll wonder if anyone will try and get the toe at the end of qualifying today. That'll be interesting to see if someone manages to do that or attempts to do that, that's for sure. Plebs has set a good time here, a 1:19.4 as well. And 40 joining his teammate there at 1:19.5. So setting some good laps. We still do have 7 minutes left in qualifying. We might follow one of these drivers around the track so we can get a look at what's going on. Let's sit with our pole sitter from the last race. Let's see what he can do here today. On his outlap, so he's about to start qualifying lap here. He has set a 1:19.7 as a banker lap, so he's going to want to improve on that one, although he only has about 43% ERS, so maybe just getting a look around. He's faked this out there. Have a look at Miku and see if he can better his time, a 1:20. These are on new softs, so he'll want to better that 1:20 to get himself up on the grid. Bit edgy through the Parabolica. We'll see what he comes across the line and is able to do in the Williams. Bang, up into second. Very nice lap of 1:19.3. That's a very good lap for the Williams driver there. As we see him come through that first chicane, infamous first chicane. Be very interesting to see how many drivers are able to get through there unscathed at the start of the race. But it's also a great place to overtake, as mentioned in the introduction. If you can get good exit speed off the Parabolica, you can use that DRS to chase down the car in front. Get through there, but it is a bit of a carnage section. We do have a fair few tricky chicanes on this track where you want to take curb on the entry, but you don't want too much curb on the exit. Well, you get some stones, as you can see in the background there, as we follow Miku around. Move over to 40s in the pits. Ferrari's just coming out of the pits there. That'll be Lewis. Possibly iContrast. iContrast it is. It's already done a nice lap there at 1:19.5. 5 minutes 10. Possibly coming out a little bit early. A few people not holding back, getting out there to set their last lap, because once he's done his lap, he won't be getting another one, that's for sure. Amazing Hour's also on the track as well. Aaron's still in the pits, and a new driver, Juan. John Polonen's joined for the race, which is fantastic for Haas, and good for his prospects for that battle in the driver standing. Sorry, he needs some points today to keep the pressure on. He's in second. Plevs is breathing down his neck in that title race, so this is an important race. We're nearing the end of the European season of Formula 1. Only about, after this one, 5 races left, if my math serves me correctly. So, oh, getting very wide. Amazing Hour, and he has hit the wall with the back end of the car. Possibly not that much damage, but he's got no fuel. Is he going to be able to get in and get back out? Doing our maths, possibly. If he's very quick, he might be able to get back in, get back out and set a lap. But he's currently in 7th, so the pressure's on. Just a little bit too much gas in the Parabolica, and he's put his back end into the wall there. As we're with Crossy here on board, he's going to want to get up from 8th. A little bit higher. Shumbo hasn't set a lap yet. He's still in the pits on the mediums. Possibly resigning to an alternate strategy there. But the Toro Rosso of Crossy F1. See what he's able to do as we go on board. Whoa, very could have invalidated that lap. Grabbed a lot of curb. Have to wait and see. Does look like he's backed off, so that may have invalidated. He's going to back off, start again. Just charging that ERS back up. Does he have enough fuel? I don't think he does. No, he's going to have to come in. He won't get a lap in by the end of it. By contrast here, he's on his flying lap. Can he improve from 6th? For all the Tiafosi at the track today. I've heard it comes from the word typhoid, because they are in a fever. Wild fans, the Tiafosi. And he's coming back in, so possibly knew he wasn't going to do better. And that's the end of his qualifying session. We still have a lot of guys in the pits. Maybe resigning to their fate. Not going to get back out there. All those guys in the pits. So, looks like Swaggy going to take pole at the moment in the McLaren. A whirlwind appearance for Swaggy in the McLaren. Andre wants to set this right and go a little bit quicker himself. He's coming into the pits as well. And here we go. Here comes the action. Everyone is coming out now. They're setting it fine. They need to get around in a 1 minute 20, and it's probably a little bit longer because you're saving some tires, so 1 minute 22 around there. But everyone's out. Who went out first? Let's see if we can see who's at the start of this train and won't get the drag. Is it 40? There's no one in front of him. Amazing Hour's pretty far out in front as well. He won't get any slipstream. But he needs to set a good lap here. He's down in 7th. And being right in the middle on this track is not recommended, especially for that chicane. So he's going to really want to push on this one, get himself up closer to the front, stay out of trouble in that chicane. Doesn't take that curve, does that very nicely. But he does have a Mercedes following him around. And that would be Shumbo trying to get a bit of slipstream from the Alfa Romeo. But here we go. Amazing hour. Let's see what he is able to do. And we can see the train that's coming behind Amazing Hour. Someone else has just come out of the pits. They're not going to have enough time. But Amazing Hour, what's he going to be able to do? We'll go on board. High Contrast is done. He's in 6th at the moment. Andre 10th at the moment. And Juan, he's done. He's in 13th at the moment as well. Be able to bring up some lap data, and we'll bring up these sectors, see if he is faster or slower when we hit this second sector. So 1:19.5 is his current time. He is faster by 0.27, and at the moment that's not going to get him pole unless he can improve in this sector. Bill McKenzie's retired. Miku is done. That's his lap. 1:19.2 is the time to beat for everyone here. Amazing Hour comes around the Parabolica. What's he going to be able to do here? 1:18.19, a 1:19.14. He is on pole. He's made up a lot of time in that final sector. Let's move on to some other drivers. There's Swaggy. He's coming through. Crossy's finished. Miku's not go faster. Plebs goes bang on pole. Plebs is on pole. A 1:19.1. Swaggy goes faster as well. He's on the front row with Plebs. 40's still coming. Let's see what 40's doing. No, he's out. That's it. That's it. Plebs is on pole. A fantastic lap from Plebs, who did drop a lap guide video today for Australia. But with that pole, we might need to get another one for Monza. Fantastic time. Swaggy also went a bit faster, a 1:19.1. But well done to Plebs, Swaggy. Amazing Hour, second row. Miku with a really good lap there as well. He's on the second row also. And that's mixed it up. That's certainly thrown a cat amongst the pigeons today. Plebs on pole. Swaggy on the front row with him. Amazing Hour, Miku. Aaron with a good lap there on the third row. Alongside him is Lewis in the Ferrari. Crossy 40. By contrast, Billy. Andre, Bill McKenzie 1. And then Shumbo. And we do have John Polina joining the race. So 15 drivers at the moment. This is looking like a fantastic race. I'm really pumped to see how this one goes. And we'll be right back for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. And we are back on track. We're just waiting for everyone to load up. Once they're loading up, we'll have our formation lap, and then we will be off and racing. Waiting for those 5 lights to go out. And a good bunch of drivers here. Pure Gold's joined as well, so 16 races now. Pure Gold will start from the back as well, but Plevs, with that great lap in qualifying, puts himself on pole, and it's quite a good place to be. And in Monza, as I said, the trickiest part of this start is when you're in the midfield, you've got cars in front, cars behind, everyone's gotten off to different starts, and then that chicane becomes extremely treacherous, and we'll have to wait and see what happens at the start of this race. So as we said in the intro, 11 corners on this Monza track, a couple of chicanes and sort of a semi-chicane as well. This one can be tricky. You want to grab a lot of curb there, not too much on that second curb, because that'll put you on the stones, and then you have to really get out of the throttle so you don't hit the wall on the opposite side of the track. You have two right-hand corners there. As Plebs takes us through, you want to take a lot of curb that one to keep the minimum speed up all the way down this straight. You can be overtaken here as well. It's a little bit more tricky because it's a sweeping left-hander and hard to brake and keep your minimum speed up to keep the place that you've just taken. You can see some incidents there as well, and that left-hand curb there, that's tricky. Some take all of it. You can get a penalty if you take too much of it, of course. But most people try and go around it because it can unsettle the car if you get it wrong trying to go over it. We've got Plebs and then Swaggy in the McLaren. Amazing how we're coming around the parabolic now as well to get onto the grid. And they are forming up now, getting ready. The Temple of Speed. The Italian Grand Prix. Forming up into their positions. We'll stay with this view here. Is also a nice view, but we want to be able to see our pole sitter in Plevs. And we are lights out at the Italian Grand Prix. Everyone gets off to a pretty good start. At the back, the Ferrari gets an amazing start. Plevs looks like he's going to hold his position. Amazing how he gets a really good start. He's going to try and go around the outside. Let's see what happens into this chicane. They all hold their positions. A little bit of bumping, little jostling. Doesn't look like there's too much damage though, and Swaggy's going to take the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Everyone seems to have gotten off to an okay start. 40's lost the position, but Plevs has managed to hold his spot. Amazing hour coming down. He's going to try and go around the outside. Plevs is having to fight for that. It's put him onto the dirt, and that's caused another few people to have to take evasive action. The Williams is struggling to get around everyone. He's boxed in. Plevs has lost a fair few places there, being pushed onto the dirt. Aaron has made a great start. He's up into third now. An amazing hour is off after Swaggy in the distance. Lewis has made a really good start as well. We saw the Ferrari get a good start. I think that was Lewis. Miki's had a pretty good start as well. Jumperline and Imperial Gold still at the back of the grid. I'm just bringing up the position change so we can see that on the screen. And we're still here focusing on Aaron, who's getting attacked by Ferrari, the Lewis. Sorry, I've said that the wrong way around. Lewis in the Ferrari right around the outside. That's not going to work in the parabolic, as Aaron's going to keep his speed up, going down into this straight for the first time. No DRS on the first 2 laps, remember that. It's a lot easier to pass here when you've got some DRS. The slipstream's still incredibly good. It's a Ferrari ducking, weaving side to side, trying to find a way past this Red Bull at the moment. He's taken a lot of curb, but he's pushed the Red Bull off. Red Bull's been pushed off. He's trying to rejoin the track. He's going to rejoin down in 11th, but there was contact there between Lewis and Aaron, and Lewis has managed to come out the winner in that one. So a disastrous first couple of laps here for Lewis. Aaron again, sorry. High Contrast has made some positions. He's going to hold his spot into that chicane as well, but Crossy takes it back. Great racing between these guys down the back in the midfield. And let's go back up. Amazing Hour should be making some ground now on the McLaren. No, he's holding his position about a second. Amazing Hour want to stay in that DRS zone. Lewis is a bit further back. Plevs, he's made up some ground. He's got one back on Miku, and now he's chasing Lewis. So we've seen from his qualifying lap, he has pace around here. He can chase down Lewis. He can then go after Amazing Hour in the Alfa Romeo. Spilly's had a really good start there in 4th, so we've started to settle down a little bit now. Aaron's just made his place back up on Shumbo. And great view there. You can see all the cars roaring through the Parabolica as they come down into the main straight. Without that DRS, it doesn't look like anyone's going to be super close. 40 is pretty close. He's going to make a move here on Spilly. Let's see how this goes through the chicane. Takes a lot of curb, and he's going to hold that position. A good overtake there from the Renault. And 40 moves himself up into 6th after making that move stick. Really well done. But we'll go through, and Andre's gone into the pits. So he must have had some wing damage. That puts him right at the back of the grid, and he's got a lot of work to do. Let's see if he's jumped on. They're just fixing his wing there. What's he jumped on now? Another set of softs, so he's going to have to do a 2-stopper. So he's got a long afternoon ahead for him. And Swaggy holding his spot. It's down to half a second now for Amazing Hour. He's chasing. Lewis still keeping touch there, 1.7, sorry, 1.1, and Plebs 1.4, well now 1, he's chasing as well. We go around the Parabolica, and we have a yellow flag. I think that might be 1. He's gone down to second last there. He may have had an issue. We'll stay here. Is anyone close enough? We do have DRS now. Crossy is going to have a look at Spilly maybe. Yes, he's going to be close enough. He's going to try and go down the inside, which opens it up for Spilly to hold his position. No, Crossy gets a better exit there. Gets a better exit out of the chicane, and he's done quite well. And he's moved himself up into 7th. Miku's very close to the back of Plebs here. This goes a little wide. Miku touches the gravel. He's all over the back of Plebs at the moment. Really harassing him here. And he's going to get DRS down this next straight. So we'll stay here. We'll see what they're able to do. Can't get a better view at the moment. So we'll move on to Miku's onboard camera. He's got DRS. Staying in that slipstream. Is he going to try and make a move here? Not advised. And yeah, he keeps his distance because he knows he can get him down the next straight. And does that nicely, goes through. He's got a lot of speed. I'm not sure what's going on with Plebs, but he doesn't have the speed that Miku has around the track at the moment. May possibly lose this position next time we come around, but 40 has caught up to them as well. He snuck up on us there. We've got a 3-way battle going on now. 2 Renaults sandwiching the Williams. See if this is a delightful sandwich, or if it's going to leave a foul taste in our mouth. There's everyone. They're going to go 3 wide. Plebs looks like the biggest loser here. He is. 40's got around him as well. A little bit of a lock-up, but he's held onto it. And Miku gets that done. He's in 4th. 40 takes Plebs as well. He's in 5th now. I don't know if Plebs has an issue because he's dropping. We know he's got speed, so possibly an issue. Have we got a crash? It looks like Crossy's had an issue at the chicane. He's gone all the way back. And Stuart McKenzie is just behind his co-driver in Aaron as well. So everyone is still very close to each other. And we'll go back to this battle with Miku. Amazing Hour's got the move done as well down that last straight. We're focusing on that 3-way battle, but I think in the meantime, Amazing Hour has taken the lead of the race. We're on board with him here. Pure Gold has retired, so he didn't go well from the back of the grid, but Swaggy is being quite aggressive, getting that back, and Lewis is caught right up to the back of them as well. In fact, Lewis is going for Swaggy. He's in attack mode at the moment. The Ferrari definitely in attack mode. He's going to want to keep that speed around Parabolica, and they are still close. Oh, he's gone on the inside of the Parabolica, and he spun! He spun! The Ferrari's gone around. That was not an advised move. The Ferrari has gone around, and Swaggy could have some damage. Doesn't look like he does, but he did get spun around. Maybe it didn't give him enough room on the inside. But the Ferrari has gone around, and he will be near the back now. He's rejoined at 13th. But Swaggy and Amazing Hour are going to rejoin this battle between each other. Swaggy goes a little bit on the dirt there through that chicane. But we missed what happened down that straight because of what happened around the parabolica. Went right on the inside and got nudged around and went into a full 360 spin there, the Ferrari. And the way that happened, I don't think Swaggy's going to get out of Italy alive. He may have to be chopped out under armed guard or something like that. The Tifosi will be going insane. We resume onboard camera here with Swaggy, still after Amazing Hour. Amazing Hour doesn't look like he has that raw speed he has around some of these tracks, and everyone is still attacking him, including Swaggy, who mustn't got any damage there because he's still got that pace to keep up with the Alfa Romeo at the moment. This has given the opportunity as well for Miku and 40, who've caught up a little bit. Eye contrast gets a 3-second penalty. That could be the difference between a few grid spots at the end of this race. We go down this straight now, and Swaggy's about 0.5. Is that close enough? 40 is much closer to the Williams driver here. We'll stay on board, see if we get a move done here. Not quite. They're going to stay in formation at the moment. Aaron's having a go at Spilly. We've got a three-way coming down into this chicane. Red Bulls around the outside. Spilly loses the spot to both Red Bulls. Both Red Bulls have worked in tandem there and managed to get ahead of the Racing Point and Spilly. And Spilly's going to fight back. Oh, did he touch the wall there? Not sure if he had a little bit of rubber banding, bit of lag, or if he actually snicked the wall there. He's pushing really hard. He's gone out onto the dirt there as well. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's Swaggy. Swaggy's crashed. We've missed that. Swaggy he's out of the race. He's crashed, and that leaves Amazing Hour with a nice little gap now. Apologies, we missed that. We were focusing on the Red Bulls overtaking the Racing Point, but McLaren is out of the race. Swaggy's out of the race. Must have had a serious accident there. And it's been all happening in the last few races. We do have a virtual safety car because of Swaggy's crash. So just to recap on what has been happening at the moment. And everyone's coming in. Amazing Hour stays out, but Miku 40 have come in. They're going to use this to make up some time. Aaron has been spun around. He has made his way back up into 6th. We saw, I think it was Lewis, who tried to make a move on the inside around the parabolica. Not really a place where you want to try and go on the inside, and he sort of paid the price there. We'll have to review that one. It could be just a racing incident, but yeah, very, very ambitious. Normally you just keep your powder dry, wait for the straight. And we're back up to speed now, I believe. Yeah, we are green. Whoa, Stuart McKenzie's got himself all out of sorts. He's done a 360, ghosted 360, and he's lost a couple of positions. Shumbo, who didn't pit, is up into 4th. John Polainen didn't pit either. He started on the mediums, so that virtual safety car's worked out beautifully for him, and Pleb stayed out as well. And what'll be interesting is when Amazing Hour and Plebs pit, how much ground Miku and 40 made up by ducking in when the safety car, it's sort of a virtual safety car, sorry, not the full safety car came in or came out. We had double virtual safety car waved yellows, and that has shaken the race up. A few people came in for a fresh set of tyres. The switch from just to change whatever. A lot of people did come in. They've jumped off those softs. The only ones that stayed out were Amazing Hour and Plebs. And Spilly's out of the race now as well. So a few people having trouble getting these tyres warmed up. And 40 is making a move on Miku, who came into the pits with him, and he gets it done well and truly before the chicane. They carried a lot of speed out of that parabolica. And you can go a fair way on the softs, so Amazing Hour and Plebs would still have a little bit of time to try and get as much out of those softs as they can before they change. And they will have fresher mediums when they come back out, of course. But it's such an eventful race so far. 4 retirees, Spilly, Swaggy, Lewis and Pure Gold all have had accidents. had a request from the chat to change the gap behind the leader, so we'll do that so he could see. As you can see, Plebs still 4 seconds behind Amazing Hour, but the gap between Provisional would be 40, would be at the front of the next set. Amazing Hour comes in, so let's see. Plebs has stayed out, Amazing Hour is in. We'll stay on board here and we'll see where these drivers match up with each other. Remember, 40 and Miku were close to Amazing Hour. Where are they? They're coming through, so they're going down the straight. This is going to be close. In fact, I think they're going to get in front. Well and truly, they have jumped Amazing Hour by a fair bit because of that virtual safety car. So great race management from both 40 and Miku, getting the call, coming in and changing those tyres. In fact, Miku saying that he's out on softs, but we have seen that glitch before. A 40 provisional leader at the moment. Plebs is our leader. He'll come into the pits next and he'll drop behind, probably Amazing Hour as well. Jumpalainen going along with Shumbo. They're quite close together. I'll just switch back to the interval so I can see who is close to each other. And there's a bit of gap between everybody at the moment. Stuart McKenzie, let's stay here with this one. He's going to make a move on Shumbo. And he takes third. It has a pitted jet. So a lot of different strategies are going to balance out at the end of this race. It's going to be very interesting. 43-second time penalty. That could be crucial at the end of this race. We have seen so many races decided this season on penalties and who has been cutting corners far too much. Miku's still a second behind 40 and Amazing Hour is 2.5 seconds. So that safety car coming in on the virtual safety car helped them a fair bit. Plebs is in the pits now. We'll see where he comes out. I dare say it'll be down near Aaron, who's pitted as well. Behind Aaron, so he's lost another spot. He lost a spot to the Red Bull as well, and he'll slot in between the Red Bull and the Ferrari of Eye Contrast. And we'll see what he's able to do from here. Remember, Plebs started on pole, had a little bit of an incident, pushed onto the gravel. I think in turn 4. And now that we've got a little bit of a gap between a lot of the races. Let's just go on board with Jumpalainen, and your race leader at the moment has not pitted yet though. Now we've seen him make alternative strategies work. See if he can make it work today. Okay, so while there is a little bit of a gap in the racing at the moment, let's just bring up the start of the race and see how it all panned out. Of course, we don't have audio at the start of the race, but everyone got off to a pretty good start. Amazing Hour got a really good start, comes around the outside, and Plebs is having to defend from Amazing Hour and from Swaggy as they go through. And Plebs sort of loses out here. Can't get his nose quite up enough and loses a fair bit of speed going over that second bump in the chicane. Everyone else doing quite well. We saw the Ferrari. That was Lewis. Got a really good start. He's moved up as well. Crossy making a place there as well. And Plebs just making one back on Amazing Hour. They hold through here. And this is going to be a key point in the race where Plebs sort of gets bumped off a little bit there. 2 cars didn't really go into one. But you've seen what happened there, and the Ferrari went wide there as well. But we'll head back to the racing. We're back live now. We're still on board with Jumpalainen, who has made up a bit of ground. Looks like Miku pretty close to 40 here. These two still duking it out. They've been paired with each other for a fair bit of this race, probably since about lap 3. And he takes a lot of that curb, Miku. Takes a lot of that curb. He's a bit jittery on the steering wheel here, maybe pushing very hard to keep in touch with 40 here. An Amazing Hour has dropped a second into that gap, so he's going to catch up to these two very soon. I'll just bring out the tyres. I just want to see if he actually is on those softs. No tyres. Yeah, no, medium. So it is that visual glitch. He is not on softs. We see that happen every now and then. in F1 2019. As 40 holding this position over the Williams. And the effective leader of the race at the moment, although John Polina might have something to say about that. Currently about 8.5, 9 seconds, so no, probably not. A pit stop will take a fair bit longer than that, but he's doing quite well out the front there on the mediums, and he'll be the one storming home on those softs. Mackenzie's probably a little bit too far back, same with Shumbo. An amazing hour. We can see him in the background there. Gee, getting a lot of rear wheel spin action there, just fishtailing it right out the Williams. And amazing hour. He knows amazing hour's coming, and maybe that's putting a little bit of pressure on him. And we'll stay with this battle. 40, Miku, amazing hour. And then we have quite a big gap down to Aaron and Plebs. They come through turns 8, 9, and 10 now. They're battling it out for 4th and 5th. And here we go. 40, Miku, they're coming up to these lead pack here. So they're going to get DRS. That'll help them out in this battle against Amazing Hour. But this is not blue flag, so they need to fight this out. And Shumbo and Stuart Mackenzie, they're the ones who started on the medium. So 40, Miku, Amazing Hour have fresher mediums. And 40 very close to the back of Shumbo. He wants to go around him. Shumbo rightly holding his position. He has every right to do that. This is not lapped cars. They are out there fighting for their track position. And they come through. And he's gone. He's taken that. Shumbo's taken that very hard on the car. He may have done some damage there. He took that curb. I'm surprised he managed to keep hold of the car there. He took that very hard. Miku now has to get past Shumbo as we go on board with Miku trying to get past Shumbo as well to keep in contact with 40. Got the DRS. And it looks like he's going to manage to get that done. Oh, Amazing Hour's tried to do it as well. That is craziness. He's dived into Shumbo. Shumbo's off. Shumbo's into the wall. That was ambitious from Amazing Hour, I have to say. Shumbo's into the wall. Tried the double dive bomb. Miku had that move done, and Amazing Hour was gone in there as well and pushed Shumbo into the wall. The stewards will be having a look at that very keenly. Ambitious. Amazing Hour would have just got Miku down this straight. I don't know why he just didn't wait. And it's possible he has damage now as well. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But that was very adventurous. And all this has happened. 40 has managed to get himself quite a nice gap between himself and Miku, because he's gotten past the Red Bull while that was happening. And Amazing Hour is now, looks like he's past Miku as well. And he's going to hold that position. Amazing Hour holds that position, effectively second in the race at the moment. He's going to try and chase down 40. He's got about 1.7 seconds between Amazing Hour and 40. He's still got to get past Stuart Mackenzie. But was very keen to get past those other drivers. And Shumbo, where's he ended up? 9th. He's now 9th, possibly having to pit. I haven't kept an eye on that one. I've got about 1.7 seconds, so still that gap. John Polina's got 6.8 between himself and 40. He's got 12 laps left in this race, 11 now. John Polina will probably want to come in maybe the next couple of laps. It depends how those tyres are feeling. And then start his charge through the pack, possibly trying to get himself on a podium. Miku will have plenty to say about that, I'm sure. A great helicopter view there of the Williams going through the chicane. Still after Amazing Hour. He's still quite close to Amazing Hour, actually. Hasn't dropped back after getting past, that's for sure. A DRS would have helped with that one. And we'll stay with this view. And Aaron's 8.6 seconds. So him spinning near the start of the race definitely hurt his chances. But Stuart Mackenzie's keeping Amazing Hour behind at the moment. Don't think that'll be for long, as he's right behind him here. Let's stay with this one. And we'll see them come around in the background. Amazing Hour is still behind. He's going to get DRS here, so he's going to try and get this done here before they go into the fast sweepings. Turns 9 and 10. And not much Stewart could do about that on those older medium tyres, and he had to let Amazing go through. So now Amazing Hour is going to chase after 40 here. And Lewis has jumped into the chat. Not happy with getting spun around at the Parabolica. We did say there was an adventurous move and there was a risk reward involved with that one. But Amazing Hour has just set the fastest lap. And he is right behind 40. We're going to stay with this battle. This is a battle for the lead. It's all heating up here. Miku, he's still in contention as well. Let's not forget about that Williams driver. He's got to deal with Stuart McKenzie at the moment. He's still out. And Jopalainen's in the pits, and he's come out in 7th, and Aaron has pitted as well, so he's a fair way back, 24 seconds. So there's two races going on here at the moment, the top 7 and then the next 5. Miku got the move done on Stuart McKenzie there around that corner, so he's going to start chasing down 40 and Amazing Hour. Good set of points here for Renault at the moment. 40 in 1st and Plebs in 5th. Spilly's out, so Racing Point won't get any points this race. So that'll be a nice little buffer for Renault heading into the final parts of this season. Going very wide there, 40. Amazing Hour followed him quite wide. They're pushing very hard, these two. They both want to win here. Miku, as I've said a few times, don't count him out either. And coming around the Parabolica, keep that minimum speed up, go down the straight. So important to keep the minimum speed around the Parabolica. It's probably the most important corner on the track, really, when you think about it, because this is where you overtake and where you get overtaken. And if you make an error on that, even losing sort of, 5 kilometers an hour, as Plebs gets past high contrast. Oh, Stuart McKenzie's in the pits. Stay with these front two. 40, Amazing Hour. Miku, he's dropped back a little bit now, probably 1.5 seconds back. It's mainly between these two. Now, championship leader, Amazing Hour. And I believe 40 is in 5th on the race standings. Has missed a couple of races, which may have hurt him a little bit, but doing quite well for Renault. And I think he's just getting a little bit of a lag screen. That's why he's fishtailing out there. Amazing Hour. Is he going to make the move here? He's quite close. No, keeping it nice and clean, waiting for his moment. The straight will be the place if he can keep it. Whoa, 40 getting a little bit uncontrolled through that exit. Possibly lost some speed. That'll give Amazing Hour a chance to catch back up. Losing a lot of traction out of that corner. And here we go. It's one of those tracks where you can swap, sort of a bit like Germany, where you can swap over down that big straight and keep swapping positions. And he still held it, so 40 managed to hold it. Let's bring up the telemetry to see how much ERS they have to make some moves. So yeah, Amazing Hour has a little bit more in the bank here. He's just playing the long game here a little bit. What's Miku got? Miku's got a little bit to play with as well. Jopalainen's made a move on high contrast. He's got that done, so those soft tyres are serving him well, and now he's chasing down Plebs. Not far behind Plebs either. He's looking for another good result here, Jopalainen. Let's stay here. I don't want to miss any of the action here, because if we have a bit of fireworks, I might not make it out of Italy if I miss some fireworks between these two. Very close to the back. Amazing how he wants to keep as close as he can, so when he comes around here, keep the minimum speed. Going wide, but not too wide. Nicely done for both drivers. Oh, Amazing Hour. It's a little wide. And he's so close now. He's getting it done early on the straight. Gets past him very quickly. He managed to keep a lot of his ERS as well, so he's got a fair bit to play with. And 40 just copped a penalty there. That's going to cost him. I'm not sure if that was on the first part of that chicane or not. Jumpalainen's got the move done on Plevs. So those softs serving him well to the end of this race, though he's got a long way to catch up to Miku. He's got 7 laps to make up about 10 seconds. So I want to say he won't be able to do it, but he's proven me wrong before. We've got a yellow flag. I won't chase that one down. We'll stay with our race leader. Amazing Hour. By contrast, got a penalty there as well. I'm not sure who has penalties. I've called a few out. I know 40 got one just before. I'm not sure if Amazing Hour's had any yet. But that could hold him in good stead for the remainder of this race. And Miku's dropped right back. He may have been the yellow flag. Got himself all out of sorts. Yeah, it would be, because now we've got about 6.8 seconds behind 40, and Jumpalainen's only 4.8, so he's looking for a podium. Jumpalainen has done it again. He's done an alternate strategy from the back of the grid, and it looks like he could pick up a podium here if he can make up some ground on Miku. He's got the better tyres, fresher tyres. He could get it done. We're on board with 40 here. Facing Amazing Hour down. Not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Has the speed to take Amazing Hour here. And could come down to these final laps. And it's down to 3.7 seconds. So when that gets under a second, we might switch over to see Jumpalainen have a look at Miku. If he catches him in time, he would know he's in a bit of trouble. Also down the field, we've got Plevs. By contrast, Plevs overtook him a couple of laps ago, so he's having a little bit of a fight back, by contrast, to get himself a few more points for the Ferrari fans here today. Stay with Amazing Hour as he comes around into the straight. Is 40 going to be able to catch him here? Make a move? I don't think so. Amazing Hour did have a lot of ERS, as we saw. So he's probably using all of that up to hold his position. Jumpalainen, the gap down to 2.6 between Miku now. He's very close. In fact, he's got past him here. Oh, we lost the view, and 40's retaking the lead of the race. The Renault, great driving there for the Renault. He caught us off guard, possibly caught Amazing Hour off guard as well, and he's taken the lead of the race and opened up a little bit of a gap here between himself and the Alfa Romeo driver, our championship leader at the moment. In the fight here today, 5 laps left. 40's taken the lead of the race. Jumpalainen 2 seconds behind Miku. I'll keep you updated on that battle as well. Contrast is very close to Plebs as well, but we will find out if Amazing Hour is going to make a fight back here. It took all of that curb there, so we saw that he doesn't usually do that, so that's a sign he's pushing very hard. Took all of the curb on turn 11, and he's pushing hard to come back. He's about 0.7, so still in DRS, so he's going to have some slipstream and DRS power to get himself a bit closer as we see the letterbox open. There we go. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? Catching very quickly. And he's going to hold that inside. So 40 will be able to hold his position, and it depends on the traction coming out of the corner. They're still side by side. Great battle for first here today. Still side by side. It looks like 40 might have to yield around this corner. He's gone right around the outside, going a lot further distance wise, and he's had to yield. An Amazing Hour takes back the lead of the race. 40 still so close to the back of the Alfa Romeo. He wants this position back. He knows he needs to stick to him like glue, and we could get this rubber band effect where they just keep swapping over until the end of the race because they're so close to each other, and that DRS is so powerful down the back straight. A great battle here today. I hope you're all enjoying it wherever you're watching around the world. We do have our championship leader, Amazing Hour, battling it out with 40. He's gone very wide. Oh, I thought he may have hit the wall there. He went very wide, pushing so hard to keep in touching distance with Amazing Hour. I think he wants another look at him here. He wants another move done. John Polainen is very close to Miku. He'll be having a look as well. We'll stay with our race leader. And again, let's see how much he can catch up. Letterbox opens. Is he going to go on the inside or the outside? Very close to the back. No, he closes it and he's just going to keep his powder dry. Ooh, a little bit out of shape there. John Polainen looks like he's going to get it done on Miku. Those fresh, or fresher, they're not so fresh at the moment. They would be cherry ripe, that's for sure. Probably just peachy, as Vettel would say. I think John Polainen would agree at the moment. His tyres are peachy as he gets that move done on Miku. And he's on the podium, back of the grid. He's done it again from the back. Alternate strategy, making it work. There's a few things that a lot of drivers can take out of the John Polainen playbook, that's for sure. Back on board with 40, chasing down Amazing Hour. We have 3 laps left. We're on lap 24 of 27. Andre gets a penalty. That won't affect him too much. He is currently 12th. And they're coming up to what looks like they might be coming up to Andre. So that's another spanner in the works or something for them to think about as they come up to a back marker here. Don't want to lose too much time overtaking a back marker, that's for sure. Looks like Plev's lost a little ground on that Parabolica. See what his exit speed is like though. Where's he going to have a look? He's going to have a look on the inside. This is the fascinating bit about this track. No, he's not. But Amazing Hour goes very wide, holds that position. Plevs gets, 40 gets a better exit. Wrong Renault driver there, but 40 gets a better exit and he's going to come out in the lead of this race. Amazing Hour is still very close as we see them in the background there. Side by side, still racing so close together. Getting some funny views here from head broadcast center, but 40 holds that position. So 2 laps left, he's holding that position. 2.5 laps left as we are halfway around this one, and John Polainen has gapped to Miku, so those tyres working very well for him. I don't know if he has enough time to catch these two. It looks like this is going to be the battle to the end of the race. Who is going to win the Italian Grand Prix? The yellow and black Bumblebee Renault of 40-2, or the Alfa Romeo of Amazing Hour. This is going to go right down to the wire, folks. Strap yourselves in. Don't go to the toilet. Don't grab anything to eat. Stay here to the end of this race. As now it's Amazing Hour's turn to have a go at 40. And these two have raced very well, going wheel to wheel through many of these chicanes where it's quite easy to have an incident. And is Amazing Hour going to have a look? Not this lap. And it comes down to a tactical battle now, because we know that's so powerful. If you get it done on the last lap, does your opponent have the opportunity to fight back at you? And the answer is probably not, unless you make a mistake. So maybe Amazing Hour is now keeping his powder dry till that last lap. So this next straight and making the move there. Because if he had done it there, then 40 has the last shot at him. And if I was 40, I'd be trying to keep this gap and then keeping all of my ARS. And we saw it in the esports series. He might even play some funny games here and let him go through, as we saw them try to do that on the last lap here in the esports series. It didn't quite work out. I think that was on Austria. But here we go. Coming into the last lap. We're on the penultimate one now. And Amazing Hour. Is he going to get this pass done down this straight? Here we go. Letterbox is open. He's got a lot of speed. 40's trying to defend. I don't think he's going to have enough speed to defend. He isn't. He's going to slot back in. He's going to have to try and make another move somewhere else. Does he get a good exit to stay close? He does. Well, got a little bit of dirt there, but he's going to try and stay close to make another move somewhere else. I get the feeling that 40's not done with here yet, as I contrast got the move done on Plevs. Has he? Let's stay with this one just for a second, then we'll go back to the lead. And Stuart McKenzie's right behind them as well, so we've got a battle down there. We've got to stay with our leader though. This is where it is for the win. In the chat, giving John Polainen a bit of Saints action. Smooth operator. I'm not going to sing for you, but you can sing that one for yourself at home, or even John Polainen in your helmet. As 40, here we come. Couple of corners left, and the parabolic is going to be the only place he could get it done. This is going to be within tenths of a second here. 40 so close. Amazing Al defending, trying to hold that line. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. 40, he goes very wide trying to keep that speed, and that will be the Italian Grand Prix. Amazing Al is going to take the win. 40, well done. Well fought out between those two. Great racing, very exciting. And John Polainen has jumped up into second because he didn't have penalties, and 40 had a couple. Oh, that's brutal. Brutal on 40. The penalties have cost him there. He's down into third, still on the podium, but John Polainen's got himself up into second. That'll help his driver standings out immensely in his battle with Plevs, who's finished 5th. High contrast. Good race from him in 6th. Stuart McKenzie's done well as well. Aaron's fought back. He's going to finish 8th. And Shumbo 9th after he was shunted into the wall. But there are a few incidents in this race. I'm not going to comment on them. Let the stewards do that. But I don't think these standings, I'm going to put a little asterisk next to them because they could change. I'm not a steward. They may just stay the same. But there's a few little incidences. Even the ones down in the order. Aaron, Lewis who got spun around. And overall though, extremely exciting race. I hope you enjoyed it. Back at home or wherever you're watching, I'll just wait till the race finishes so we can see the podium. One of the best ones of the season, I think. There was action all the way through. Close battle at the front. We had crashes, we had smashes, we had great overtakes, we had wheel-to-wheel racing through 3 or 4 corners, and overall I thought that was a fantastic showcase of our elite drivers and their skill and prowess. And in the F1 2019 car, as we see, Amazing Al lifting the trophy there. Alpha, Haas, and then Renault. And we'll wait for the victory music to finish, then we'll be able to see those penalties that come up, and you'll be able to see why 40 dropped back against John Polainen and picked up just a couple of penalties in his battle, trying to keep that speed up. It was pretty intense. Can't fault him for that. And then it was a 6-second penalty. Amazing Al actually had a 3-second penalty, so John Polainen was quite close to taking the win from both of them, which would have been a real turn up. But that's the end of today's broadcast. Amazing Al taking the win from John Polainen and 40 in a great battle. Different strategies. And I hope you enjoyed it at home. Hit the like, subscribe, and tune in next week for another great race from the Race Spec Elite Series. See you next time.